Hello, today I'm doing another new video. I'm colouring an image with the Spectrum Noir pens. Also, I'm going to be making it into a full card. As on my days off of my normal job, I do teaching in a craft shop here in Louth and in Cleethorpes, which is near Grimsby. I'd like to show you what I put together and show the ladies that come to my class. So today I'm going to be colouring this, which is the Makey Bake Mice, Everyday Rubber Stamp Range Wedding Day. This is from Cradters Companion, so that's the stamp. This is the kind of thing I do for my ladies at the craft shop. Usually there's only 3 images because I do it in a dark pen, medium pen and a light pen to give you the shading. This one's just got an extra one in because I'm trying to add definition to these mice. So there's 4 images to follow along with. So that is something I do and print off for my ladies. So, what we need to make this card is some spellbinders. I'm not quite sure what these ones are called, but I've cut out the black shape from here because I'm using this as a border, and I also want that like that, so I'm saving space. So that's the die I've used. You'll need black card, white card base. I need another bit of white card, which I'll get when we get to it. Distress ink, spun sugar, some gold ink. I'm using this sequin off waste, I think it's called, which is hearts. Some black flowers, white flowers, some sponges. I've got some lace. Also have some off bits of card, and I should have a black stranded card as well, which I should have in here. I do, that one. But you'll see when I come to it what we're going to do. So first I'm going to colour in this image. I'm starting off, I'm going to start with the mice, and I'm going to use TN 7, 6, 5 and 2. So it's TN 7, 6, 5 and 2. So this is TN7, and I'm going to start with my darkest bit of colour first. So there's just a bit of dark down there, and I'm going on to number 6. And on this one I'm trying to form a shape on the face, which is a new thing. So I want it to peak down here. All will become clear in a minute. That's TN6. What I'm going to do at the moment is with PP2 and 1, I'm going to place the cheeks onto him. Okay, this just gives me another rough guide of how far I'm going down. All I'm doing is doing PP3 and then 2 to dilute, and then we will go over this after. So going with TN5 is I'm going to come over here and peak this down more down to his nose. Just make sure we're blending that line out. Okay. Now, the TN2, I'm going to colour the rest of this in, bleeding out that line. But then what I want to do is flick straight through. So we're going to do the same with the nose on his face. So blending round there, coming round here, blending it out. Okay, and what I'm going to do is just want to flick it through all the colours. gives it a mouthy, fur texture. Well, this is what I discovered when doing this one for them, the ladies. So what I'm going to do now is just go back over with the pink, just to re-put his facial features in. And while I'm at it, I forgot to do his hands. I'll go in and do this. This is a small area, so I'm just using 3 pens on this one, like so. I'm going to go on to do the lady mouse, and first of all on her I am going to put her cheeks in with PP2. And PP1. Gives you a rough guide of what we're doing. Right, so with the TN7, I want to start at a cheek here, just add this dark all around here. Okay, going on with 6, blending that line out, and I'm going to give her the peak now. Blending out that line. Going in with the 5, bringing that peak down towards her nose. And around her face here. Okay. My last colour, TN2. Trying to blend these lines out before I colour the rest in. To make sure that's all nice and blended, and then flick through with your lightest pen. And when it's dried, hope you can see, it does give it a fairy sort of texture. To do the ears, we're going to go in with PP1, TN2. What we're going to do is go around the ears here. Now you might lose the pink when you first do it, but that's fine, because we're going to go in with the pink again. You just do this to blend out the lines. Like so. And we can go in and really put in that nice pink. This gives it nice little contours there. Okay. Next I'm going to do the top hat and coat. Okay, so for this I'm using BG 8, 6 and 4. I'm going to do one thing at a time. So, I'm adding black down here. Darker up here, round the eyes, sweeping over to the middle. Take number 6, I'm going to finish that bit of the hat and then blending that line out closer to there, making sure do a nice blend. With your last colour, you bring in the 2 sides together, so that should give dimension to the top hat. Okay, so let's just do its waistcoat for you. So the waistcoat consists of the arm bit, which I've got the wrong pen there. It's alright, because the dark one will cover that one. Over to there, just around the waistcoat, like so. Now I'm trying to curve his arm, So circle motions over there, going around that line, blending out as I go to blend the colours together. What I'm doing is blending the colours together, which gives you a shade. That's why we use a dark, medium and a light. Here's his lovely little waistcoat. Now, for a quick touch for her tiara, I'm using CT2. I am just colouring it in one little colour there. And then we'll go on to her wedding dress. And for her wedding dress, I was using BG 2-1 and blender. So 2-1 and blender. Okay. So BG2. And what I'm going to do is trying to get some definition into her dress, because it is actually quite flat. So if we do her arms first, just around here where it's going to be shaded, into there. For this you can also do her veil. BG2. What I'm going to do now is come out with a BG1. Blending them lines together, adding a touch where I went with the dark, and this is what the blender will come into its own, because there'll be a line between the white card and the BG1. So all I'm doing is pushing that out there. And the same with this. The dress, going around the side, down here, following this, and then peeking her dress here, like that. Going in with the BG1. Okay, that blends that out. And then when you do this, bring it up a bit more, like so. And then the magic of the blender is blend that harsh line of the BG1 with the white cardstock, which also then makes it a lighter than the BG1. Because all this blender is alcohol, so it's diluting the edge of the BG1, but making it not just white. So I hope you can see that we've got peaks onto the dress there. Okay. I'm going to quickly do his cravat with DR7, CR9, 8 and 7, and we're using that for the same for the flowers as well. So I'm doing for his cravat, put in a very big line of dark red there, CR9, blend that out and up to there. CR8, I'm trying not to put too much of the colour on because it's a very small space and you won't put too much colour and the ink's going to bleed out into the other parts of your image. And that is your cravat. Now to do the flowers, I'm using the same colours, but this time what I'm going to do is start with this CR9. I'm just going to pop some colour onto the flowers because they are really, really small. I don't want it to bleed over the lines. So I'm just getting different shades of colour in there. Well, actually, the one shade up from each. And And then what you can do with the DR7 is just dots on the DR7, the dialer, just to give it that extra pop. Okay, what else have we got left to do on our image? Okay, we've got the confetti to do. So the confetti, I used CR6, 4 and 2. I'm going to go quite quick with confetti because it can take time, so I'm going to remove my lids off my pens to get them the right way around. Just remember which one's which. You got 6, 4 and 2. I'm going to speed along with this. And I'm only adding a little bit of colour dark on to these. Because it doesn't need that much, it's just the confetti into the background. So, always remember to blend the lines out together. But on smaller images, the lines bleed quite well. And just to finish off, okay, remember to put your lids back on because you don't want to dry your pens out. Okay, final touches for this image is the floor, which I'm using BGR 3 and 1. All I'm going to do is follow this around. Like so. Just blend that line out. Okay, and then just to finish off, last but not least, go around your image. I'm going around in IG2 because there's a lot of white on this image. I really want my two mice getting married to pop off the page. Okay, and I'm just going to do its whiskers. And there. That's my image, all nice and coloured. I'm going to make this video part 1 and I'm going to come back with part 2 on how to do the card. Thank you very much.